how can we improve our self-confidence? In general, man does not need that feeling we call as confidence. There is no real utility of it. We all have experienced that particular thought or feeling we label as confidence. We know what we mean when we say confidence, right? But if you see, as you are sitting here, simply sitting, there is no need for confidence. Walking, eating, breathing, simply talking, there is really no need for confidence. All our work, our living, our business can transact nicely, smoothly, easily, even without this thing, confidence. And if you look at existence, there is hardly anything that will appear as full of confidence to you. I'm not saying that lack of confidence will do. I'm not saying, when I'm saying that in existence, nothing really seems to be full of confidence. I'm not saying that nature lacks confidence. What I'm saying is that confidence is simply an irrelevant and inapplicable word. Trees, clouds, rivers, animals, they just live. They do not need to feel confident. Just being is enough. Same for man. As I am speaking to you, I do not need confidence. As you are listening to me, you do not need confidence. It is just an irrelevant word. But you can keep inserting it forcibly anywhere you want to. You may even go to the preposterous extent of saying that one needs confidence to drink water or to smile or to put his left foot forward or to look at the sky. Yes, you may as well say that I need confidence for all these things. One does not need confidence for anything. Then the question arises that why are we always in search for this feeling of confidence? If we do not really need it, why are we searching for it? Our search for confidence is just an indication that there is something else that we have gathered and associated ourselves with. And we need confidence as an antidote to that. We need confidence as a treatment for that other thing. What is that other thing? If you look, you will realize, when does one want confidence? What are the occasions, what are the moments when you really wish you had more confidence? Right now, are you wishing that you had some confidence? Such a thought does not even cross your mind in a healthy state, in a healthy meeting. You're all right. But if you were afraid, or if you had a motive, or if you wanted something very dearly, or if you were very dependent on somebody, or if you were going to come across news that had a great bearing on your future, then you would find your heart beating fast and you would pray for some confidence to meet that situation. Right? Is it not so? Now you need confidence. So confidence is a word that becomes relevant only in the presence of these that we just mentioned. What are these? Fear or desire for the future, or a dependence on the other, or a feeling that something valuable is at stake. When all these are present, then as a counterweight to all these, as an antidote to all these, you wish for confidence. What are all these? What do all these thoughts say? All these thoughts say, some harm can come my way. I can lose something. Now this is a thought, and to counter this thought, we are in search for an opposite thought which can say, no, nothing can harm me. I am all right. Is that not so? Is that not the basis of our search for confidence? In fact, many people who say that they want freedom from fear actually do not want freedom from fear. All they want is this reassuring thought that I'm all right and nothing can happen to me. Just a thought, not that calm realization, but just this thought that I'm good. And when this thought comes, or if they can make this thought come through some trick, people feel happy. Now, confidence is surely a matter of mental activity. It is a matter of putting your situation in words and thoughts. It is a matter of assessing yourself. It is a matter of coming to a conclusion. But let us not deceive ourselves by saying that confidence is fearlessness. In fearlessness, you do not require to feel anything. You just feel simple and normal. Neither do you feel small because there is a fearful object, nor do you feel puffed up that you can overcome the challenge of the object. In fearlessness, the presence of that object simply doesn't weigh too much upon your mind. When something is not so important for me, why will I need to take special measures to counter it? When I am not being affected by something, why do I need a special thought or mantra to armor myself against it? I do not need that. So we said that in presence of the thought that I can be harmed, we require another thought that I cannot be harmed. The first thought is the thought of fear. The second thought is what we call as confidence. Right? Remember, confidence, not fearlessness. First thought says, I can be harmed. Second thought says, I cannot be harmed. Now pay attention and tell me what is common between these two thoughts. What is common between these two thoughts? I. Now what is this petty little thing called I? Which is sometimes vulnerable to being harmed and which is sometimes protected and defended to the point where it appears where that cannot be harmed. What is this I? How strong is it? How much resistance does it have against being harmed? What is this I? What is this I? This I itself is so fragile by definition, by its very constitution, in its making itself. It is so weak that whatever you do with it, howsoever much you support it, it will always need more support. Are you getting it? So in that sense, the statement of fear that I can be harmed, this apprehension, is actually a very honest apprehension. Because this I is always in the danger of being harmed. Always. And the counter statement that you feed yourself, that you impose upon your mind, that you trick your mind to believe in. What is the counter statement? I cannot be harmed. In fact, that statement does not have much sustenance. And the proof is, this second statement keeps disappearing and you have to keep pushing it and feeding it. Does anybody say that I need fear? There is fear and there is confidence. Do you ever say that you need fear? Fear comes on its own because fear has a certain honesty about it. Do you ever say that you need fear? So I can be harmed comes on its own. But I cannot be harmed is actually just a superficial, fake imposition that you have to stamp upon your mind, that you have to convince your mind to believe in. I cannot be harmed. This is actually a lie, because this I will always be vulnerable to being harmed. Always, always. Fear will win, confidence will lose. And is that not our story, Ashutosh? Is that not our story? Fear wins and confidence. And then we again want to support confidence. We rush to the help of confidence. We say, oh, confidence has lost. Let me build my confidence again. And then you go to some teacher or you read some book and you want to motivate yourself and you want to resurrect your confidence. Well done. But 2 days later, the confidence is again gone. The confidence will go because the confidence is false. It has no basis to it. It has no factuality to it. Fear is real. Fear is actually honest. The statement of fear, the declaration of fear is not at all misplaced. Fear says, we are repeating, fear says, I can be harmed. What fear is declaring is correct. This I can surely be harmed. What confidence is suggesting is not at all correct. What is confidence suggesting? No, never. You can at any point be harmed. You are so defenseless. You are at the mercy of the entire world. You can always be harmed. So, the first thing we must learn is our efforts to support, to buttress, to protect this I will always go in vain. We will never succeed. Fear will win and confidence will lose. Bad news for all those who are chasing confidence. Very bad news. You are supporting a losing candidate. This I is a losing candidate. You can keep playing tricks with your mind. You can keep reading motivational books. You can keep reading inspirational stories. Fear will still win. Fear has been winning since millions of years. And confidence loses. As long as this I is there, fear will be there. Where does that bring us? Does that mean that this I itself may have something to do with fear? Is it possible that this I itself is supporting fear? That this I may just be the personification of fear? And hence, wherever this I is, fear is automatically there. How have we defined ourselves? What is this I? This I is itself born out of limitations. Your sense of who you are and what you want is itself thought based, and that thought is of fear. Who am I? The one who wants to progress in life. Is that not your self-confidence? Self-concept? Is that not your self-concept? Who am I? The one who wants to progress in life. Right? Won't you define yourself like that? Now, if I am the one who wants to progress in life, then what is this I? Is this I not living in fear all the time? Tell me. If you say that you exist in order to make progress, that is who you are, then this I, won't it be living in fear all the time? What is the fear? Quick.
Not progress.
Not progress. So what will be more conducive to it? Fear or fearlessness?
Yeah.
So this I, wherever it will stand, it will be carrying fear along with it. Who am I? The one who carries a certain image in the eyes of his loved ones and who must sustain that image. Who am I? I am a son. I am a son who carries a certain image in the eyes of the parents, and I must sustain that image. Now, with this self-concept, what will you get? Free of cost. What will you get? Get self-concept and get fear free. And what will be the fear? I will disappoint my parents. Who am I? The one who must live up to the expectation of parents. So the moment who am I is this. Along with this self-concept, what will come? Fear of disappointing them. Now, the moment this fear comes, you will rush to somebody and say that you want confidence. And confidence sells. There is an entire industry selling confidence. It will sell you confidence. But to whom is it selling confidence? Fear. It's quite wonderful. Fear rushes to buy confidence. It eats confidence. It drinks confidence. It consumes confidence and becomes more bloated. The more confidence you feed to yourself, why do you forget that you are feeding that confidence to fear? You are fear and you are consuming confidence. What will increase? Fear lives on a diet of confidence. That is why you require confidence so much. Now, we know that fear is the thought that I can be harmed. Harm means something can be taken away or reduced. So what does that tell us about our definition of I? Fast. It tells us that all our definitions of I include something that can be taken away. Right? That is why there is fear. Till the time our definition of I will include something that is prone to being lost, there will be fear. So give me a few examples of such definitions. where the I statement, who am I? This statement includes something that can possibly be lost. I am a topper. Now what can happen to my topmost position? It can be lost. More examples.
I am a good daughter.
I am a good daughter.
I'm a good student.
I am a good student.
Good looking.
I am good looking. The looks can
Change.
Or somebody may say someday, without even the looks changing, somebody may just say, what an ugly man. What to do? More examples of definitions of I that can be destroyed by time.
I'm director of a company.
I'm director of a company. Now the directorship can go away or the company can go away.
I'm the body.
Full stop. I am the body. And the body will. The moment you declare yourself to be something that is at the mercy of time, you have condemned yourself, you have destined yourself to live in fear. Because now this I is very, very susceptible to loss. You will be harmed. This fear is not at all irrational. This fear is very logical. If I am something that can be destroyed, then I will always, obviously, be fearful of being destroyed. It's as simple as that. Is it not simple? Give me more examples of I statements.
I'm rich.
I'm rich. Now what can happen to the money? So if you come across a man who mostly thinks of himself as a rich man, the thought of richness fills up his mind, then you can be assured that this man is constantly living in fear. The mind that has seen richness come surely also knows that the richness can go away. The wealth can be destroyed or stolen or whatever. So we have traveled some distance. Firstly, we are saying that the need for confidence is directly proportional to the extent of fear in our mind, the depth of fear, right? First is this. Second, we are saying that we are afraid because what we think of ourselves is something that can be lost. And that is the fear statement. Something bad can happen, right? That is what fear says. Something bad can happen, some harm can come, something can be lost. Now what we are saying is, if this I doesn't change, then there is no point moving from I am afraid to I am confident, because this I is still the same. The very inclusion of a destructible, something that is open to being lost in the I concept is the full stop. Once you have defined yourself that way, now there is no escape from fear. You will have to be afraid. You will have to be afraid. So where does that leave us? What to do? Being what we are, we'll have to be afraid, right? I'm rich. Go, live in fear. I'm beautiful. Go, tremble. I have a well sculpted body. Go, keep shivering. I have such a nice little happy family. Go, Seek security. Try to protect it. What to do? And all this has become such an inalienable part of our living. We constantly say that this is what I am. What to do? Till the time you are an obedient son, trying to live up to his father's images. Sorry, life will be fearful. Till the time you are a successful professional who has amassed a fortune and whose bank account is swelling, you'll have to live in fear. So what to do? Where does that leave us? Yes, what to do? Till the time this is our definition of I, nothing can be done. So what to do?
Fearless life.
With this I, a fearless life?
Doesn't define.
Essentially, what we are saying is, you cannot have a fearless life. You being you, fearlessness is not possible. You being what you think you are, fearlessness is not at all possible. It is man's lot to live in fear. That is something that we have imposed upon ourselves. In some sense, we have willingly chosen fear along with our definition of I. What is man then? A bundle of fear. What to do? Suggest me a way out. All of you are intelligent beings. Tell me.
No, I know fear. No, I know fear.
Being a part of the environment.
Have faith that that limited thing will be safe if it goes in hands of. I mean, if you think that no identity, it's another identity or another limitedness, kind of escaping to look at the real thing. No identity.
The identity should disappear. The numbers that have been attached must not be taken seriously. They don't really mean much.
See, we have come to a dead end. Beyond this, we cannot continue. Because if we continue, fear continues. Who am I? Fear. If I continue, we cannot move any further. We have to resign to our fate. What is our fate? Live in fear. We are terribly sure of what we are, right? So we must be terrified all the time. It's all right. We are literally terribly sure. So be terrified. So who is Ashutosh? A student aiming for career success. Full stop, Mr. Fear. Mr. Fear cannot ask for fearlessness, can he? But yes, he can ask for confidence, and that he can surely get. It sells. Fearlessness is not something that you can purchase. Confidence can be purchased. But whenever fear and confidence will fight, who will win?
Fear.
Because you are the referee. Fear and confidence are fighting, and who is the referee? Fear is the referee. So who wins? Fear wins. Now do you know why confidence always loses? Now do you know why you never have to search for fear, but you always have to search for
Confidence.
Fear is the natural outcome of our being, what we consider ourselves to be. We won't have to search for it. Confidence is an artificial imposition. And it's all right. Having come till this point, we can simply reconcile to the fact that life will be fear. It's okay. How does it matter? You want to stop here? Obviously, being young means being fireless, being very mellow, being resigned. Why must you interfere with your fate? You may just tell me that, yes sir, we have clearly realized that fear is my lot and I will live in fear. And we can stop here. The equation is simple, very balanced. I is equal to fear. And there is no moving ahead with this equation. This equation stops here. I am fear. You want us to stop here? Remember that this equation protects you. I am fear and I is protected. I will continue to be afraid. I has no problem in being afraid. This I has no problems in being afraid. Anybody who says that no, not acceptable, whatever be the price I have to pay, but fear is not welcome. Only if you make that statement can there be any movement, because the movement onwards from this point is not merely theoretical. It requires a change in your very being, in what you think yourself of, what you have constructed yourself as, what your worldview is. So it is not an easy movement. It requires a deep change. It requires the I itself to change. Till the time your convenient, traditional, conditioned I remains, fear will remain. Till the time you remain, fear will remain. Are you prepared to undergo a big transformation? Only then fearlessness is possible. What is the price then for getting rid of fear? You are the price that you have to pay. You don't have to empty your pocket. You have to empty your mind. In some sense, that is the difference between the fake teacher and the real teacher. The fake teacher will empty your pockets and stuff your mind. The real teacher will just empty your mind. What do you want more? I, the protection of I, or fearlessness? What do you want to have? This I that you have always had, or fearlessness? A very determined choice you have made. Booming sound was heard. Surely you will get fearlessness. What do you want? Protection of this I or fearlessness? This I will have to go. Your mind will have to be emptied of what has been fed into it. But there is a catch. The catch is that the same I that is a product of all this feeding cannot empty itself. You will not be able to do that. Your only instrument is thought, and thought cannot get rid of thought. You, who are a product of conditioning, have only one way of looking at the world, reality. You have only one way of looking at yourself. What is that way? Think. Is there any other instrument that you have? No. Whenever you have to investigate something, what do you start doing? You start thinking about it. But thinking itself is the I. The thinking itself is the I. The thinking is the thinker himself. So you cannot get rid of the I by resolving to get rid of it or by thinking more about it. We have come to the point where we are saying that we need fearlessness more than we need this I. Have we? Have we? And we are saying that if we want to get rid of this I, then that cannot be done by us, because we ourselves are that I, the fear, the thinker. The thinker cannot get rid of thought, or can he? So, you will not be able to change your self-concept by thinking about it. You will not be able to change your self-concept by devising a new one. And that is what you will be tempted to do. So right now you have a self-concept that I am limited and vulnerable. I can be harmed. Sir says this self-concept itself is fear. So now you are very wise, and what do? You say, all right, let me change my self-concept, like my Facebook status. It is within my control, I can change it. So you say, I am not small, I am infinite, and nothing can harm me. Status changed, problem solved, I am fearless. Let's celebrate. And nothing can be more foolish than this. Because what has been protected? The I is still the same. It is just that it is dishonest now. When it was saying that I am afraid, at least it was accurate in its assessment of itself. Now it is lying. Now it is saying, I am Brahma. Cheat. Now it is saying, I am eternal. Liar. Now it is saying, I am beyond death. Fool. And that is usually what happens to people who read a lot of wisdom literature. They become cheats and liars, and they fool themselves. The I remains secure at its place. What they get is high sounding statements to make. I am bodiless, deathless, timeless, spaceless, mindless. What is protected? I. What remains the same? And this I itself is?
Fear.
So fear will remain? Maya will keep laughing. You keep changing your WhatsApp status. How does it matter? You are what you are. So, our effort will not change this I. Because our effort will be the effort of the I itself. And that cannot help. You have to come to this very helpless realization that whatever fear will do will not bring fearlessness. Whatever I will do, I will continue in its doing. You have to come to this point of utter resignation. You have to come to this point of seeing the uselessness of your pursuits. When you stop doing, that is the point when you are seeing, watching. Till the time you have this belief in your ability to change yourself, take it for granted that nothing will change. Those of you who are full of confidence that they can change themselves will find that nothing is changing. You cannot change yourself. Then how do things change? Things really change when this belief in your own power to change, to do, gets destroyed. You are that belief. That belief gets destroyed and then some real change has happened. Is it getting complicated for you? I feel afraid. So what do I usually do? I try to get some confidence. Alright. Now you come to the clarity session where you have been told that trying to gather confidence is nonsense. So you don't try to get confidence. Instead, Sir has given you another trick. What is that trick? Till the time I is there, so fear will remain. Till the time I is there, fear will remain. So now instead of getting confidence, you start doing something else. What do you start doing? You start changing the I. And now you come on another Sunday and Sir tells you another thing and you start trying that as well. Firstly, you were trying to get confidence. Then you were trying to change your self-concept. And then you try doing something else. In all these, what is common? What is remaining protected, constant? Your sense of doership, your belief in your ability to do something, right? I can change. I can do something about my misery. I can help myself. That is remain protected, right? Is it not? Is it or is it not? Who was trying to get confidence? Who was trying to change self-concept? Who will do a few more things to help himself? In all this, there is a belief that I can do something, that I can help myself, that I can be of use to myself, that I can really change things. Now, what will be real change then? What will be then real change?
That I can't change.
Yes. The realization that I am petty. I cannot change. Now, sitting where you are, being what you are, my statement sounds like a humiliation. It sounds insulting, right? When somebody tells you that kindly see that you are incapable of doing anything, that you cannot bring about a real change in yourself, then it doesn't sound good, right? You feel hurt. In fact, you feel like disproving the speaker. You say, I'll show you what I can do. Oh, maybe I can't move mountains, but still a little bit I can do. Some small plateau I can move. And if I can't do even that much, then maybe I can push a table at least. Why are you saying I can't do anything? We don't like to hear this, do we? Does it feel good to listen to this? That I can't do much. I can't change. It doesn't feel good, right? Sitting where you are, being what you are. Of course, I am addressing fear. And fear will not like to hear the story of its incapacity, of its impotency. A great change happens when you really see what is happening. To see what is happening is to allow the pattern to continue. Doing anything within the pattern continues the pattern. When you don't do anything about the pattern, just watch it and realize its structure, its movement, its functioning, then change has happened. And I am repeating, this change has not happened because you did something. This change has happened when you realize that whatever you did and whatever you will ever do will just be a continuation of the pattern, of the I, of the fear. Whenever you realize this, change has happened. Now you are not the same old I. You are no more the same old I. I think I need to repeat this point. Whatever you will do to help yourself will just be a continuation of who you are, what you are. Doing is not needed. It is not useful. It gives a consolation. It gives a fake peace, a kind of solace. That is true. When you are doing, you feel occupied. You feel purposeful. You feel now things are not stuck. Something is happening. Something is moving. Right? But all this movement is within the same groove, like a train running on the pre-appointed track. It cannot reach a new destination. Whatever you will do will be useless. You have to come to that point. And I'm repeating that I realize that this does not sound good because it makes you feel very helpless. It makes you feel that you have no power. But please, give this a chance. Don't just blindly continue in your doing. Wait for a while. Just pause and look at what you have been doing. Look at this entire stream of action and see how fear is all the time present in it. In this looking, in this realization itself is freedom from fear. Freedom from fear does not come from gathering confidence. It comes from realizing that I have throughout been fear. And you smile when you realize that even the next step that you are going to take will be a step in fear. When you realize that the entire story, that the whole substance of your life is steeped in fear, that is the moment something has really changed. It has changed even without your explicit desire to change it. The change has just happened. you are no more the same I. You have seen the falseness of this I that you are carrying. Not only the falseness, the complete uselessness. It's a dead weight. It's just a load that you are carrying. Don't you all feel that way? There is something heavy in the head. I'm referring to that. This heaviness that you are carrying all the time. This is the I. Just watching it move, just observing it, just seeing its daily activities, its inclinations, its games, its tricks. Is enough. And I'm repeating, I cannot change the I, which means this entity that is looking at this I, this entity that is looking at yourself, is not the same old I. It is something else. Maybe it is the real you. So in watching, two things have parallelly happened. One, you have watched the fake. Second, you are no more the fake. Now you are somebody else. Being the fake, you cannot know the truth of fakeness. It's almost magical. Do you see this? In watching fakeness, two things, two events have parallelly happened. What is the first event? You have watched. Second, you have separated yourself from the fake. You have separated yourself from the strong current of I. This stream that had been flowing. In watching the stream, you find that you have come to the shore, that you have crossed the stream. Now the stream is flowing, but you are standing at some distance. And this fellow, I'm reminding you, this fellow that is standing at some distance and watching the stream is no more the same I. Who is he then? We do not know. We do not know who he is. But one thing is certain, he is not the same old rotten, fearful I. He is somebody else. Maybe you do not know him, but he knows you. He's your best friend. Give him a chance. This I that you think yourself to be cannot help you, but he can help you. And he's so close. Just stop running. And you have given him a chance. Just be honest in your watching, and you have given him a chance. Now you will not ask for confidence. You will forget fear. There's a difference between begging for confidence and getting free of fear. This I that you think yourself to be is such a beggar, it collects everything. It collects fear and then it wants to collect confidence. This fellow that you really are is such a king. He does not collect anything. Whatever he has, he lets go of it. He lets go of confidence, obviously, and he lets go of fear. He does not collect anything. It is our tendency to collect happiness and suffering, confidence and fear, gaining and losing, all kinds of stupid dualities. We keep collecting them. We have two pockets. In one pocket, what do we keep? One end of duality. In the other pocket, what do we keep? Another duality. It's like a man who's wearing trousers with one white leg and one black leg. The pocket in the white leg is for all the good things in life. And the pocket in the white leg is for all the so-called bad things in life. And both the pockets are equally full. They will always be equally full. In getting good things, in collecting good things, he inadvertently fills up all the bad things. And when he gets lot of bad things, he tries to compensate that by getting more of good things. And when he gets more of good things, he again, without knowing, has filled up his other pocket with more of bad things. But now that lot of bad things have come, he wants to compensate for it again, and he fills up the white pocket with more of good things. So good things, bad things, good things, bad things, good things, bad things. They keep accumulating. All that he gets is accumulation. All that he gets is load. So the trousers keep getting heavy and heavy and heavy and heavy. In the real sense, these are the trousers we are wearing not upon our legs but upon our head. And the head keeps getting heavy and heavy and heavy and heavy. The fellow standing on the bank, separate from the flow, is not an accumulator. His pockets are empty. He is empty of everything. That is why he can wisely realize. That is why he is your best friend. And he is so close. You just have to call him. You just have to let him work. You just have to give him a chance. So take note of this. Instead of asking the question, what should I do? Ask the question, what am I doing all the time? All of us are so enamored by the question, what to do? Don't you ask that question always? So often, sir, what to do now? Sir, what should I do? You keep asking that question, don't you? I'm saying just change the question a little. Ask, what have I been doing? What do I anyway do? What do I always do? That must be the question. You don't like that question because it exposes you, right? What should I do? This question gives a sense of empowerment. You feel, well, I am somebody. After all, I can do something. It is like pigs, mules, dogs, all sitting in a meeting and deciding how high should we fly. And the pigs are saying, no, I think 15 kilometers is good enough. And the dogs are saying, you're not ambitious. You need to drive the target a little up. Look at the competition. See how high they are flying. 20 kilometers. And then the donkeys come in. The two of you, what? Are you renunciates, sannyasis? Don't you have any vigor in you? Don't you want to achieve anything in life? What is this talk of 15-20 kilometers? Stratosphere, ionosphere, outer space. And the pigs and the dogs are in awe of the donkeys. See, inspirational personality. We like that. What should we do? Sir, what to do? Fly. What can you do? Being what you are, what can you do? How will you ever fly? So don't ask this stupid question. Sir, what to do? What you are to do is pre-decided. Remember I said like a train running on a track. The track has already been laid for you. Now why are you asking what to do? That's why I say go ahead. What else can you say to a train? The train is moving on its track and the driver stops the engine. And you are just passing by, purchasing vegetables next to the railway track. Happens. And the driver stops the train and he says, Bhai Sahab, which direction should I go? What will you tell him? Take a U-turn? What will you tell him? Go ahead. That is my standard response these days. Go ahead. Your track is well laid. You don't want to leave that. What can I tell you? What do I talk to you about? What should I do? Such a meaningless question. What have I been doing? I have just been living my life on this track. Jamalpur to Kamalpur, Kamalpur to Jamalpur, Jamalpur to Kamalpur, Kamalpur to Jamalpur. This is my life. And I am reading lots of wisdom literature. Deciding what next to do. What can you do? Jamalpur to Kamalpur. And for a change, Kamalpur to Jamalpur. That is the greatest change you can bring in your life. White to black and black to white. But you set about like a deep spiritual inquirer. Sir, kindly guide me to the truth, as if pigs can fly, as if trains can cross oceans. You go to Jamalpur. That is your destiny. Kindly do not ask deeper questions. They are not for you.
But there can be a possibility, that
There is no possibility
parrot
for
is
the
parrot,
train.
eagle sitting and talking. That how long shall you fly, or you are in a car.
Sir, unfortunately, there are no eagles. There are only dogs, pigs, and donkeys. Eagles never sit in a meeting deciding how to fly and how high to fly. Have you ever seen eagles do that? Only dogs and pigs are worried about their targets, how high to fly. Eagles never have a meeting of that kind. They just fly. They just fly. But pigs will ask, Sir, we have to launch ourselves. कृपया मार्गदर्शन करें. Now, and there are so many shops in the market that are selling flying kits. Basically some rocket that you fix to the rabbits, the pigs I mean. And then the rocket launches the pig up for a while. And then you know what happens next. The pig comes down crashing. And then it needs more confidence. And it goes to the next shop. To be launched. The poor pig does not even realize that the higher it goes, it will crash down. Confidence. A lot of students have come today. You are young, and I know that you always want to have something to do. That is how we have been trained. That is what we like to hear. Some kind of a formula has been given to us. Some kind of a map has been provided to us, and now we can follow the map and reach somewhere. We like to hear that kind of stuff, don't we? So you will feel a little uneasy, in fact even disappointed. But I do not want to cheat you. No map can help you, because the map may be expensive, the map may be large. But what will you search for in the map? Being what you are, you will only search for something according to your conditioning. Giving you maps won't help. Or will it? I give you a map of this country. Which city will you look for? Jamalpur. And for a change? Kamalpur. How will maps help you? So don't ask for guidance or what to do next kind of things. Just see what you are already doing. The entire day from morning till evening is like an open book. Read it. See what you are doing from morning till evening. See what you are thinking. And that is sufficient. It is so easy. It is so easy.
Sir, but the pattern cannot watch the pattern, no?
The pattern cannot watch the pattern. The pattern can only do something. Watching is a great power that has not been blessed to the pattern. This pattern is a doer, not a watcher. Note this down. Pattern is a doer, not a watcher. So Anshu can never watch. What can Anshu do? Do. So even watching, if undertaken by Anshu, will become doing. So somebody will come to Anshu. So Anshu, what are you doing? He will say watching. So watching is a doing. The pattern can only do, never really watch. And when we are saying watching here, we mean witnessing. We mean witnessing. When that happens, it is therefore magical. All of a sudden, that somebody else announces his presence. In a moment of watching, you are no more that same old watcher. In a moment of watching, you are no more that same old doer. Something else has come. From where? We do not know. How? We do not know. Why? We do not know. But it has happened. It happens always. Watching is not doing. In fact, watching cannot happen along with doing. Watching is the cessation of doing. Kindly do not tell yourself that, between 1 and 2, I am going to watch. That is why all these meditation techniques fail. That is why people misinterpret witnessing so badly. Because they make it another item on their to-do list. You cannot do witnessing. And that is why there can be no appointed time for it. That is why you cannot say that now I am going to sit in meditation. These are very foolish statements. Witnessing happens when the doing is on. And when is the doing on? All the time. You cannot make witnessing another doing. Then at the end of the day, I just sit down and then I try to watch what I did throughout the day. What is wrong with this statement?
You're doing the watching.
You're doing the watching. And hence, instead of watching, what would you actually be doing?
Analysis.
Thinking. That is what usually happens when people say that we are watching. Have you not heard statements like these? And people, when they utter these statements, they utter them with a very wise kind of disposition. One must give himself a little bit of space. So what do I do? That after my day is over, I sit down and watch what I did. Sir, you don't sit down and watch. You just sit down and think. And this thinking is useless. Watching must have happened in the course of the day, not after the day. But you will meet so many gurus who will tell you this, In the morning, say your prayers. Before sleeping, write your diary. And during the day, you continue what you are doing. Kamalpur to Jamalpur, Jamalpur to Kamalpur. What rubbish is this? Is meditation like visiting the gym? That being there for 1 hour is sufficient and now you come the next day. Mind is not muscles.
But continuously watching and doing these both things, how one can do that? When I'm doing certain thing,
You just do. You cannot watch. You do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. Get rid of this notion. I am doing and parallelly I am watching. Please get rid of this notion. Right now, I see that some of you are writing. Are you also breathing? But if I ask you, what are you doing? What will you say?
Writing.
So you just keep writing. That is what you can do. Breathing will happen on its own. You write. Let breathing happen. Don't suffocate yourself. Don't clamp your nose. But clamping the nose has become fashionable. Witnessing is a very natural thing, a very smooth and easy event that happens so effortlessly. It does not leave a trace. It can even be called a non-event. Because it's happening, leaves no mark. It happening requires no intervention. It happening does not require your help. You do not need to do it. It is actually non-doing. It is like breathing. You may be running, you are breathing. You may be eating, you may be writing, you are happy, you are sad, you are similarly. The entire day, whatever is happening, you are watching. You just know. You just know. Alright, this is happening. This is happening. It is like dynamite. It changes everything. It changes everything without you being required to change. You are not the one who is changing, yet the change is happening. Surreptitiously. You won't even know how much things have changed. After a while, maybe you will realize, oh my God, things have changed so much. Or maybe some other people will come and tell you, so much has changed. You're no more the same. And then you will be kind of surprised. Oh, so much has changed. This constant remembrance has so much power.
So the statement "I am the witness and I am the doer" is actually the same.
The I is very, very different. When I am the doer, that I does not apply to being the witness. I am the witness is right. I am the doer is also right. But these two centers, these two I's are not the same. If you identify yourself as the doer, then witnessing becomes very difficult. And the one who is witnessing is actually not the doer. These two centers are different.
So is there a witness at all?
Not in the same sense that there is a doer. Not on the same level, not in the same sense that there is a doer. The doer is there. Here is the doer. But if you ask me, where is the witness? Well, nowhere. Nowhere. Not here, not there, maybe everywhere. We don't know. The doer is explicit, available, direct here. Where is the doer? Here is the doer. But where is the witness? Who knows? Who knows? Unknowable. And why do you know that? Why do you want to know that? Why this desire to lay your hands on the witness? What will you do with him? Take him to Jamalpur? He has no business there. Leave him alone. Aloneness is his nature.